Hey, grab something warm to drink. Turn the lights down a little and come sit with me. I need to tell you a story that's been keeping me up at night. It's not my story, it's ours. It's about every kid you see walking down the hallway with their shoulders curved around a phone like it's oxygen. It's about every parent who feels like they're losing their child to something they can't even see. And it's about how we accidentally broke childhood and how we can still fix it. Let's start in 2004, in a little suburb outside Atlanta. There's a cul-de-sac where the pavement is cracked just enough for good skateboard tricks. 8 kids live on that circle, ages 6 to 13, and every single day, the second the bus drops them off, backpacks hit the grass and the street turns into a war zone of imagination. They play something called zombie tag that has rules only they understand. Someone's always the monster, someone's always screaming, someone's always crying because they got tagged too hard, and 2 minutes later, they're laughing again and making up new rules. One of the moms, Kelly, watches from her kitchen window while she chops onions for dinner. She can hear them from 3 houses away. She smiles, shakes her head, and thinks, they're gonna be just fine. The biggest danger back then was that somebody might actually break an arm trying to jump the curb on a Razor scooter. And yeah, it happened once. Little Ethan flew over the handlebars, split his chin open, needed 6 stitches. The whole cul-de-sac had a funeral for the scooter. They buried it in the woods behind the houses with a popsicle stick cross. Ethan still has the scar. He shows it off like a badge of honor. That was childhood. Now let me take you to the same cul-de-sac, 20 years later. Same cracked pavement, same houses. But it's 4:30 on a Friday, and it's dead quiet. Kelly's daughter Ava is 15 now. She gets off the bus, walks straight inside, up the stairs, closes her bedroom door. Kelly hears the lock click. She waits for the usual, "Mom, I'm home," that never comes anymore. An hour later, she knocks softly. "Everything okay, sweetie?" A muffled voice is, "Yeah, just tired." Kelly stands there a minute, hand on the door, then walks away because she doesn't know what else to do. Inside that room, Ava is lying on her bed in the dark, thumb scrolling. She just posted a photo from picture day. Smiling, hair curled, the one where she used 3 different filters to make her skin look poreless. 23 minutes in, it has 42 likes. 2 of her old cul-de-sac friends haven't liked it yet. She refreshes. Still nothing. Her stomach twists. She starts typing a message. "Did I do something wrong?" Then deletes it. Types it again, deletes it again. Finally, she turns her phone face down, but the glow is burned into her eyes. She cries without making a sound because she doesn't want her mom to hear. This is childhood now. Let me tell you about Ethan's little brother, Noah. Noah is 13. He was born the year the iPhone came out. He has never known a world without YouTube. When he was 8, his parents gave him an iPad for educational games. By 9, he was watching Minecraft Let's Plays until 2 a.m. By 11, he had his own channel with 3,000 subscribers where he screamed at Fortnite. His mom thought it was cute. He was entrepreneurial. Now he's 13, and he hasn't left the house to play with actual humans in 2 years. His best friends live in Belgium, Australia, and Canada. They talk every single night on Discord. They know when his grandma died before his real-life classmates did. When his mom makes him log off for dinner, he gets so angry he punches the wall. He told his school counselor he sometimes thinks about not waking up. The counselor asked him if he had a plan. He said, "I have Google." I want you to meet Sophia from a small town in Pennsylvania. Sophia is 17, captain of the color guard, 4.3 GPA, accepted early decision to her dream school. On paper, she's winning at life. But every night after practice, she sits in her car in the school parking lot for 45 minutes because she can't face going home to an empty house yet. Her parents both work late. Her older brother is at college, so she sits in the cold car and opens Instagram. She watches stories of girls she used to have sleepovers with, girls who now have new best friends, prettier friends, friends who get invited to lake houses and concerts. She zooms in on photos to see if she's been cropped out of the background. She has been. She drives home with tears freezing on her cheeks in the winter air. And then there's Caleb in California. Caleb is 12 and built like a refrigerator. He could be the star of the middle school football team, but the coach requires tryouts, and tryouts mean possibly getting cut, and getting cut means public humiliation, and public humiliation online lasts forever. So Caleb stays home and plays Madden instead. He's really good, has a 99 rated team. His online squad calls him Beast Mode. In real life, he weighs 220 pounds and gets winded walking up the stairs at school. He told his dad he's scared if he ever takes his shirt off at the pool, someone will film it and turn him into a meme. His dad said, "Nobody would do that." Caleb pulled up a TikTok of a kid at a completely different school getting roasted for the same thing. 4.2 million views. Comment section, brutal. Caleb hasn't been swimming in 3 years. These kids aren't weak, they're trapped. We did 2 things to them at the exact same time, and it was the perfect storm. First, we became the most terrified parents in human history. We heard horror stories, kids snatched from parks, even though it almost never happened. We watched 24-hour news. We joined Facebook groups where every missing child poster felt like it was our child. So we pulled them inside. No more walking to school, no more playing until the streetlights come on, no more climbing trees because someone could fall. We bubble wrapped the real world because we wanted them safe from strangers, from scratches, from failure. And the very next second, literally the same year, we handed them a device that delivered 1,000 strangers directly into their bedroom. Strangers who bully, strangers who sell perfection, strangers who sexualize 12-year-olds and make it look normal. We took away every small risk that teaches a kid how to handle big risks later and replaced it with constant, invisible risk that never lets them sleep. Girls got slammed with beauty filters that don't exist in real life. They wake up, look in the mirror, and hate the face staring back because it doesn't look like the face they posted last night. They learn to tilt their chin 15 degrees for photos before they learn to make eye contact in conversation. Boys got slammed with rage bait, porn at age 9, and gaming loops designed by psychologists to be more addictive than slot machines. They learned that real life is boring and slow, and nobody gives you loot boxes for being kind. Both of them learned that worth is measured in numbers you can watch go up or down in real time. I want you to picture a 13-year-old girl named Lily. Standing in her bathroom at 1:17 a.m., holding a razor blade she ordered off Amazon with her mom's credit card because the website said, discreet packaging. She's watching a TikTok that says, gatekeeping my scars with sad violin music and 6 million likes. She's not crazy. She's not broken. She's in pain, and the internet just handed her a map. Now picture her mom, Rachel, asleep down the hall. Rachel thinks everything is fine because Lily still says, I love you, and gets good grades. Rachel has no idea her daughter's For You page is a nonstop parade of self-harm content because the algorithm learned that when Lily watches those videos, she stays on the app longer. That's how algorithms work. They don't care about healing, they care about time. This isn't every kid, but it's so many kids that teachers are telling me they can see it in their eyes the minute they walk into homeroom. Empty, exhausted, performing like everything is fine. Here's the part that makes me cry when I say it out loud. Kids are incredibly resilient. They were born with the same fire we had. They still want to run and climb and fight and make up and fall in love and screw up and try again. That kid is still in there. We just locked the door and handed them a screen instead of a key. But doors can be unlocked. Let me tell you about a family in Colorado who decided to try something radical last summer. They called it the Great Rewind. No smartphones for the entire months of June, July, and August. Just old flip phones that can call and text. At first, their 14-year-old son Mason lost his mind. Day 3, he was pacing the house like a caged animal. Day 5, he was crying in his room. Day 10, he was outside with the neighbor kids trying to remember how to throw a football. By the end of June, he was sunburned, laughing, covered in scraps, and sleeping 10 hours a night. His mom said one night he looked up from the campfire and said, I forgot the sky had this many stars. He starts high school this year with a later smartphone date written into a family contract everyone signed. He helped write the rules. Let me tell you about a middle school in Indiana that banned phones completely during the school day. You turn it in at the door, you get it back at 3 p.m. The principal said the first 2 weeks were chaos, kids panicking like they had lost a limb. By week 4, the hallways were loud again. Kids talking face to face, joking, flirting awkwardly, starting actual conversations instead of walking side by side and silent scrolling. Lunch tables went from 8 kids staring down to 8 kids arguing about who's the better basketball player. Fights went up a little because real humans clash. But self-harm reports went down 60% in 1 year. Kids started looking up again. Let me tell you about a dad in Oregon who realized his 10-year-old daughter had never once played outside without an adult watching. So one Saturday, he said, "Go play. Be home by dinner. Here's a watch with GPS if you really need me." She stared at him like he'd lost his mind. She came home 6 hours later, filthy, starving, and talking a mile a minute about the fort she and the neighbor kids started building in the woods. She now leads a pack of 3rd and 4th graders on expeditions. They have a secret handshake. She is becoming a leader in real time. These aren't fair.
Delay the smartphone as long as you can. Give them a dumb phone, a gizmo watch, a bark phone, anything that lets them reach you without handing them the keys to the entire internet casino. Most kids don't need a smartphone until they drive, and even then, there are ways to limit it. Delay high-stakes social media even longer. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, these apps are designed for adult brains, and they wreck developing ones. 16 is not crazy. 18 is not crazy. The longer you wait, the stronger they'll be when they finally step into that arena. Give them back real life in big, messy doses. Send them outside with no plan. Let them get bored. Let them get scraped up. Let them figure out who they are when nobody's watching or liking or commenting. That's where self-worth is built. Not in followers, but in forts, in fireflies, in falling off bikes and getting back on. Make your house the fun house again. Stock the fridge with junk food on Fridays and invite the whole grade over to hang out with no agenda. Be the parent who says yes to the sleepover, yes to the backyard movie night, yes to 12 kids destroying your living room with blanket forts. They will remember those nights when they're 30 more than they'll remember any filtered selfie. And for the love of God, put your own phone down when you're with them. Look them in the eye at dinner. Go for walks without documenting it. Show them that real life, slow, imperfect, unfiltered, is still the best app ever created. I promise you this on everything I have. The generation we're all worried about is the same generation that will save us if we let them. They are kind, creative, hilarious, and tougher than we think. They just need us to hand them back the childhood we borrowed and never gave back. Close your eyes for a second and picture that cul-de-sac in Atlanta again. Only this time it's 2030. The streetlights just flicked on. There's a roar of kids pouring out of houses, some on bikes, some running barefoot. Someone's yelling about a new rule for zombie tag. Ava is 17 now, no phone in her hand, laughing so hard she can't breathe because someone just got epically tagged. Noah is there too, a little skinnier, a little louder, teaching everyone a stupid dance he made up. Sophia is organizing a flashlight hide and seek that's about to involve 3 neighborhoods. And Mason from Colorado is visiting his cousins and showing off a scar from the summer he fell out of a treehouse he built himself. That world isn't gone. It's waiting. All we have to do is open the door, take the phone, hand them a popsicle, and say the 4 most powerful words in the English language. Go play, come home when the streetlights come on. They'll run, they'll fall, they'll get up. They'll grow wings we forgot humans even had. And one day, years from now, they'll be the parents sitting on the porch watching their own kids tear up the cul-de-sac. And they'll turn to each other and say, "We almost lost this. Thank God we didn't." We still have time. Let's give childhood back before it's too late. If this broke your heart a little and lit a fire under you at the same time, do me a favor. Share this with one parent who needs to hear they're not alone, one teacher who's fighting the good fight, one aunt, one uncle, one coach who's ready to log off and live. We fix this together. One backyard, one later phone, one boring Tuesday that turns into the best day ever because nobody had a screen. They're still in there. The wild, wonderful, world-changing kids we were born to raise. Let's go get them. I love you guys. See you outside.